Hey guys, Kill 'em a Kill Cam here, and I am back with Wolfenstein.
Got
This
the papers.
is the
Now what?
Lunar Base, Chapter
Move
13.
fast.
And
There's
you
a
know what's
Russian
shitty?
release tonight
Is I
for
already
around
had this
1 o'clock.
recorded,
You will need
I
your
already had a
equipment
fucking
upstairs. If you need to
commentary,
check it as
and I already had it
part, not
uploaded
allowed in
to
the passenger
YouTube.
cabin.
And I
You
get
need to
home
keep a
today,
low profile.
and
You may need
I
the
go onto
keys
my
when you're
YouTube,
ready.
and I
This
click on
happened in
this
some
video,
cities.
and you cannot hear anything that I'm saying. And the clip
Yes.
volume and the people talking on the clip just totally fucking
You'll
clouded
need
over
to
my fucking
recover your
commentary,
equipment from the
and you
luggage
couldn't
area.
hear
Advise to
anything that I was
arrive at the
saying. You
lunar
could hear me
base.
talking, but you
Finally,
couldn't hear
you'll need
anything
to
that I was
find the
saying.
nuclear decryption key.
And I've done that before with other videos, dude. It sucks. You had to turn down the clip volume, and you had to turn the volume up on the commentary in order for the commentary to sound good, dude. So here I am redoing this video. Um, and here's to go to show, how much I care about my videos, dude. Like, I might get like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 views on these Wolfenstein videos, and it's mostly by the same people. And thanks to you guys, by the way, thanks for you guys that watch my videos. Um, but I didn't want those 5 people that watch my videos to fucking have to deal with that bullshit. So I'm redoing it, and here it is. So yesterday, I got Murdered Soul Suspect. I played it for about an hour, and then I was like, I had enough of this game. Let me go back to Wolfenstein and play some more Wolfenstein. And I don't know what it is. The game looked good, and I seen all the game trailers, and I knew what the gameplay was going to be like. I know what the game is going to be like. I knew what the game was going to look like, and I knew what the game was going to be about. But
Come
I
on.
was just hoping
Anya,
that it was going to be
you ready?
fun, it was going to be good, it was going to be exciting. And I played it for about an hour, and I recorded the whole
Can
hour,
you
but
hear me? What's your status?
I just didn't
Well,
I just
I'm on
didn't.
the
I don't know,
motherfucking
man.
moon.
I just wasn't
There's a
into
mouse
it,
on this one.
and it just didn't
I will
do it
clear
for
that
me.
route
So I
soon.
shut it off,
Now
and I
that's
may
garbage.
play
The
that
goal
game.
here is
And
to steal
for
the
me,
nuclear
anyways,
decryption
that
key
game
located in the
is
command
gonna be like
module.
a game
In
when you're
order
fucking
to reach
bored
the command
and you just don't
module,
feel
you have
like
to find a
playing anything
spacesuit
else. You're
and
burnt
cross
out
the
on
known
all your other
thrusters
games,
and cross
and
the lunar surface.
Affirmative.
you have
I
nothing else to
believe in
play.
you, William.
That's the only time I would ever play that game. So if you're one of those guys that or a kid, and you may not have a lot of money to spend on video games all the time, and you have 60 bucks and you want to go out to get a video game, Murdered Soul Suspect is not going to be my recommendation for that game. If you have $60 to spend and you don't have Wolfenstein, then by all means get that fucking game. And what I did yesterday is I took my Xbox 360 into the place where I buy video games, and they told me they would give me 120 bucks for it. And so I was like, fuck it. Let me just take 2 games then while I'm here. I'll take Murder Soul Suspect, and I took Infamous Second Son. And I never bought Infamous Second Son when it was new because I don't think that I'm going to like it. So, but I'm going to play it and see. And you know what's cool about the Share Factory is they have a Infamous Second Son intro outro theme. So I'm going to play the game and see if I like it and record a couple videos and then use those intro outro themes on that play and see how it looks. I wish that the Share Factory had to where you could even, dude, I would pay $1. I would pay 99 cents or $1, whatever the fuck they wanted to charge for an intro outro for every game that they had on the PS4. I hope that becomes available soon, dude. Like, they don't even have to give it away. I would buy that shit. I mean, it'd be cool if it was free, like, Infamous Second Son is. But let's say Wolfenstein. Let's say if they had a Wolfenstein, like on some of my videos, I have like a little Wolfenstein intro where he's like floating in the water and the music's playing, and then it says, um, machine games, blah blah blah, and then it'll say Wolfenstein: The New Order, and it's 33 seconds long, and I basically just recorded that off the Wolfenstein game from the in the beginning. So, and I did the same thing with Killzone Shadowfall. I took a scene from Killzone Shadowfall and made that my intro. But it would be cool if you went to the Share Factory and the Share Factory had an intro like they have for Second Son. automatic, just put it on there. And even if it costed money, I would fucking pay 99 cents. You got motherfuckers who play Call of Duty are paying $3 so that they can have Snoop Dogg's voice be the voiceover of their game. And so of course they could fucking sell those intros. I would buy them I think if I would buy them, other people would buy them because there's a lot of other people that are using the Share Factory to record and do commentaries on videos just like I am. And I I think people that like play Call of Duty, they would love that to use the Call of Duty intro for their videos or whatever. So anyways, I got both those games, and I'll tell you as of right now, I keep saying that I had these plans on doing all these playthroughs for this playthrough channel. That's what I wanted this channel to be. I didn't want it to be a Call of Duty multiplayer channel, because YouTube is just saturated with Call of Duty multiplayer channels. And I'm over multiplayer for now. I'm having a lot of fun with Wolfenstein. I had a lot of fun with Killzone, the elite mode, and even the regular campaign. And I hope to have a lot of fun on the Killzone co-op. And there's other games that are coming out, man. We have the Evil Within. We have Alien Isolation. We have um, Call of Duty Ghosts, or not Call of Duty, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and and then we have Destiny, which is going to be an MMO, which is a huge online gameplay, and I'm probably going to get that, and I don't know if I'm going to play it online or not, but then they say that even in the campaign portion of the game, people online can like intrude your campaign play. So I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how I'm going to like that or what. And then we have Tom Clancy's The Division, and that's the biggest title that I'm looking forward to. That's the one that I want. I wish it was out already, and I really have high hopes for that fucking game. I love Tom Clancy games. I played the shit out of them on PS2, and I was more of a fan of the Rainbow Six and the Ghost Recons. Um, I wasn't so much a fan of any of the Splinter Cells. That last Splinter Cell, I was really disappointed. But I remember when Tom Clancy games was all that I played on the PS2. And when I started gaming on the PS2, again, I gamed on the Nintendo and the Atari and the fucking Nintendo 64 and the Super Nintendo back in the early 90s. Um, and did the Nintendo in the early 80s or mid to late 80s. But then I took a break for a long time during my 20s. And then I started gaming again on the PS2, and the first game that I ever played was The Punisher. And that fucking game, dude, that game was so fucking awesome, dude. I think if they did a digitally remaster, no, they couldn't digitally remaster a PS2 game, but if they remade that game and just made it identical to the way that it was on PS2 and put PS4 graphics on it, that game would be so fucking awesome, bro. And I would play the shit out of it again. And then we have Metro. That was out on. I played that on the 360, and that game was actually on my hard drive, man. I hated giving that up. Uh, those are getting digitally remastered and put on the PS4 too. So I know those are going to be good because I've already played them. But the problem with the digitally remastered games is like, people's already played them, people's already seen them. Are they going to want to see a playthrough? So let me know what you guys think about that, um, because I said before my plan was I did the Killzone as soon as the update came out and the Share Factory came out. And, I thought the Share Factory was awesome. And I thought, if I'm going to start a YouTube walkthrough, playthrough series, it's got to be because I already knew the game from front to back. And I had already beat the Elite Mode once. And I did it twice. The first time I died twice, and the second time when I recorded it and uploaded it to YouTube, I did it without dying at all throughout the whole entire playthrough. I went chapter 1 through 10 without dying at all. And so my plan was to do Wolfenstein, to do Watch Dogs, to do Murdered Soul Suspects, and to do all these playthroughs. And so far, I haven't liked any of those games except Wolfenstein. I fucking hate Watch Dogs. And the reason why I hate Watch Dogs, and I've said this before, is because it's just like Grand Theft Auto. And I hate Grand Theft Auto. Just not a fan of the Grand Theft Auto. And it's not just the fucking, the fucking thugs running around like it's cool to fucking smack bitches and shoot civilians and steal cars. But it's just the gameplay in general that I'm not a fan of. I'm just not a fan of that open world run around gameplay. Um, and the only thing close to open world gameplay that I liked was on Rage, which was the same makers of this game, and the gameplay was very similar to this, except you could go out into the wastelands and do side missions. I never did any of those side missions. I only just stuck to the campaign. Um, but even then, it was way better. So I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the game style, and so I hated Watch Dogs, and I hate Murder Soul Suspect. I don't hate Murder Soul Suspect yet. It's just not as fun as I was hoping that it was going to be. And Infamous Second Son, it looks like it could be fun, and I could see how people would think the game's good and how the game's fun. I just don't know that I'm gonna like it. And I keep saying before in my videos that if you only limit yourself to Call of Duty, if you only limit yourself to Battlefield, if you only limit yourself to multiplayer, then you're missing out on a whole spectrum of video gaming. And that you can't even call yourself a gamer if all you play is Call of Duty or if all you play is Battlefield. Um, which reminds me, is like I'm hearing about this new Battlefield game that's coming out next or this November, which sounds pretty cool. So I'll probably get that game. I'm definitely going to get the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and I'll probably do a playthrough on both of those campaigns. I'm not going to do any of the multiplayer videos on this channel. It's just going to be strictly playthroughs. So, but what I was getting at is, I say all the time that if you only limit yourself to a certain game, you're, you're fucking yourself out of a lot of fun is what I think. And then I started to think, all these other games that are coming out, I don't like them because they're not shooters. They're not first person shooters. They're not third person shooters. And so am I limiting myself to only shooters? And am I missing out on a lot of fun because I don't like these games because they're not shooters? And I wish that it wasn't like that. So is that kind of like hypocritical to say to people that only like Call of Duty that they're fucking missing out on a lot of fun because they only like Call of Duty games? Am am I a hypocrite because I tell people who only play multiplayer that they're missing out on a lot of fun because they only play multiplayer and not campaigns? Um, and I tell people that who only play Battlefield that they're missing out because they only play Battlefield and they won't play anything else. Um, because it just dawned on me that I just don't like Murder Soul Suspect. Because it's not a shooter. I don't like Second Son because it's not a shooter. I didn't like fucking um, Watch Dogs because it's not a shooter. Um, and I just don't think those games are fun. I'm not into them, and I just don't want to play them. And so the games that I'm looking forward to is like the new Battlefield, the new Call of Duty, and the fucking new Tom Clancy's The Division. All those are shooters. Um, and the only reason why I had planned on doing these playthroughs on the other games, on Watch Dogs and Murdered Soul Suspect and Second Son and all these other games, was because a lot of people were anticipating these games, and a lot of people were talking about these games and how fun they were going to be and how cool they were going to be. So I just wanted to do playthrough on popular games so that I could get some views. But now that I'm playing them and I just don't like them, so now what the fuck am I to do? So anyways, this video is going to end. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Man, I sure do appreciate you guys stopping and watching. And I will talk to you guys later, man. Peace.